No, it's fine, and you're a very gifted speaker, obviously, raconteur of sorts as well. Something.
Oh,
Go ahead. Uh huh.
that's where I was going with it. The
Uh huh.
lightning rod thing. No, I don't think I'm a lightning rod personality because I'm not. When I come on a radio show or when I'm doing my own stuff, I'm not under the illusion that I'm a celebrity or that I'm anybody anybody else who has an internet connection, a GoDaddy account, some Photoshop, a nice camera. I'm just like everybody else. And the thing is that I see other personalities, and I hope you're not one of them. I mean, we haven't gotten to know each other that well. I don't think you are. But you see these people, and they're just people with internet connections, cameras on their smartphones, and everybody's J. Edgar Hoover now. And they get wrapped up in this persona that they put out on the internet. And it's like, dude, everybody's got a YouTube channel. My cat has a YouTube channel. Okay. But at the end of the day, when I get off this show with you, I'm a human being like everybody else. And my opinion is just as good as anybody else's. I might say it pretty, but I am no authority on anything other than myself. So I show up to these shows not as some personality, as a lightning rod, but just as a human being. And Jaffe, I've caught a lot of flack for being a human being. It's like, oh, you can't say that on a show. It's like it's a Skype conversation with a bunch of people listening. Granted, but come on, let's not blow smoke up our own skirts. I pay bills. I have worries. I have concerns. I have flaws. I'm not a personality. I'm a human being. I bleed. I hurt. I cry. I make mistakes, you know? And one of the problems that I see is that, man, they're suffering from Andy Warhol syndrome right now. I got a Facebook page with 3,000 followers. That makes me an authority. And then they abuse it and they go say stuff and it's not true. And then it's like, huh? And then people believe it and then it affects the way that they make decisions in their lives. And it's just a concern. you know, Technology is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love Pandora. I love Spotify. I love YouTube. But, a knife can cut a loaf of bread or it can cut you. So it's like especially those of us who have a little bit of an audience, C-tier celebrities. We're not Kanye West. we, we write some articles and make some funny YouTube videos if we're lucky, and maybe some people listen to a podcast. A couple people in the chat room. Okay. But let's be real. We are human beings and we're flawed and we don't have the answers and we're making it up as we go along just like everybody else. And so is everybody else in the media. So it's like we're suffering from not only mass CPTSD in this country since 9/11, but dissociative identity disorder too. It's weird. I mean, Andy Warhol nailed it, dude. In the future, everybody's got 15 minutes of fame. But guess what? None of my YouTube videos is paying for my electric bill. I got real life stuff, you know, and I just don't pretend that that's not the case. Okay. I don't pretend that I have a network. I don't pretend that I run a global website. Okay. I got a GoDaddy account. I'm pretty good with Photoshop and some Premiere, and I could speak pretty sometimes. But I'm just like everybody else. And I think that everybody else who's in the media, the alternative media included, should admit that. And they should admit that to themselves first and then their audience and then just be real, man. And then we can get someplace. So I don't think I'm a lightning rod personality. I think I'm just abrasive because I don't go by the rules of the media because, their rules matter. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that. Why can't you say that? It's a word. George Carlin done took care of this back in like the 80s, man. Words are words. I got a First Amendment, but we find ourselves, especially now, it's so weird because you have people in the liberty and alternative media and they're like, First Amendment, but don't say that on my show. Don't express yourself that way. And I just go, I don't think so, man. I got a Bill of Rights. It's a spiritual document to me. I could either be silent and not say anything on this, that, or the other, or I could say whatever I want. And like these stand-up comedians here lately, this has been it's been a cool experience watching like the Dave Chappelle thing and everybody getting butt hurt about that because he told jokes. You knew what he was about. You knew he was going to tell jokes. You knew they were going to be abrasive. Laugh. It's supposed to be taken in jest. Or like these people wigging out about the Joker movie. Oh, it's going to get incel stuff. It's all about and it's like, no, it's art. Go to a movie, eat you some popcorn, think about how, just either be entertained or think about how it applies to you, but don't make it some political issue because let's face it. So we're all, because everybody has Andy Warhol syndrome and now everybody has an outlet, we're getting pulled in so many different ways of moral relativism. And it's just insane. Insane. And so here I show up and I just, I'm not trying to push any buttons or anything, but I know that a lot of the stuff that I say is going to piss somebody off because if you got an opinion, somebody's going to get pissed off. So what do? You just shut up, put your head down, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
Nah, that
what
ain't the way.
did
That ain't what mom and daddy raised.